Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you a game played between two Indian chess prodigies, with white pieces playing 14-year-old chess grandmaster Rameshbabu Praggnanandhaa, and his opponent is international master Maralakshikari Sreeshwan, who is 1 year younger than Praggnanandhaa. The game was played in round 2 at the ongoing 2020 Aeroflot Open. Praggnanandhaa, who had white pieces, opened up with e4, to which Sreeshwan responded with Caro-Kann defense c6, knight c3, d5, and knight f3. We have the two knights attack. In here the main continuations are d takes e4 or bishop g4, but in our game we have knight f6, which is also a strong move and can be seen even at the highest level. e5, knight e4, knight e2, bishop g4. Well, in here the main move is queen b6, with which black is creating a direct mating threat, and after d4 black is playing e6 and then is going for c5, but instead in our game we have bishop g4. Black wants to capture on f3, damage white's pawn structure. That's why Praggnanandhaa moved back his knight on g1 and created f3 threat. Knight c5, black is moving away his knight from e4 where it was endangered, but going for bishop takes e2 is better. Knight c5 looks somewhat strange because now we will see that black is starting to face some problems. Here comes d4 and knight c d7, which already turns out to be a mistake, after which white is managing to gain advantage. Instead it was better to play knight a6. And of course square for the knight, of course, but keeping the h3 c8 diagonal free turns out to be a nice idea. But instead we have knight d7, and the downside of this move is that now white is starting to chase away black's light squared bishop, bishop e6. By the way, if we move like bishop g6, then again this won't help black. After h4, h6, white can play knight f4, and then if you move away your bishop, then e6 is coming, and yeah, black is in trouble. That's why in our game we have bishop e6, and after knight f4, white will now damage black's pawn structure on the king side. c5, meanwhile, black wants to free his position, is undermining white's center, wants to develop his pieces, and in return white is simply munching the bishop on e6. F takes e6, and this is a structure which is not really pleasant for black to have. In some lines of Caro-Kann variation, white is even going for a pawn sacrifice on e6, for example in bayonet attack, but in this case we have just a destroyed pawn structure without a single effort or any sacrifices. c3, meanwhile white is strengthening his center, and then we have f4. g5, well, black is both preparing to solve the development of his kingside bishop and also wants to break into pieces white's mighty pawn chain, but this is weakening black's kingside too much. Knight f3, g takes f4, bishop takes f4, c takes d4, c takes d4, bishop g7, queen d2, black castled kingside, bishop e2, queen b6, and bishop e3. Of course in here you should not hurry and castle kingside because there is a very nasty pin and black can go for knight takes e5. That's why in our game we first see bishop e3, and only after rook c8 Praggnanandhaa castled kingside. Knight b4, meanwhile black is trying to create a counterplay on the queen side, but there is no way to make a progress. White's position stands solid. King g2, knight f8. Black is looking for a more active square for his knight, and also from f8 the knight can defend black king, and there it goes, h4. White is launching the attack. Knight g6, h5, knight h8, a miserable square for the black knight, of course. Why did black bring his knight on h8? This is a question, the answer of which I don't have. a3, knight c6, b4. Well, one thing is obvious, that white is totally dominating the position, and looks like that there is no counterplay for black on the queen side. a5, bishop c2. White is not even paying attention what's going on the queen side. White can both play queen d3 or knight g5. Yeah, knight g5 is actually stronger. In here, knight g5 is the threat. Bishop f8, king h3. Of course, Praggnanandhaa could go for knight g5 straight away, but in some cases he wants to have the g file open. Yeah, later we will see that king h3 will turn out to be useful. A takes b4, black is accepting the pawn sacrifice, and knight g5. Yeah, threats are all over the board. Rook g7, knight takes e6, b3, bishop f5, rook f7, knight g5. Yeah, all the time white is creating problems. Rook takes f5, finally black is getting rid of white's light-skirt bishop, but after g takes f5, once the g file is open, yeah, there is no way to fight back. Knight a5, f6. Now if I move like knight c4, then queen d3 can be a nice threat. Knight f7 was played, and this time we have queen g2. Another threat is knight e6, discovered, check, and then knight takes f8. In here black played rook c3, but after knight c4 discovered, check, resigned. Yes, black is also losing his rook, and the game is over. Well, the opening turned out to be catastrophic for Sreeshwan. Without much efforts, Praggnanandhaa managed to prevail over his compatriot. In the end, a chess puzzle for you, where the task is to find the winning line for white. It's white to move, and I will wait for your answer in the comment section. In the end, here is the playlist of Praggnanandhaa's games. Feel free to check it out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.